I think it was somewhat recently, it came out that B. Arthur and Betty White couldn't stand each other.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Golden Girls drama?
It was like a Martin Gina situation.
Well,
same circumstances.
That's what I was hoping.
Exactly right.
And you know who was Martin in that relationship.
You know she was trying to kiss her, right? For real.
B. Arthur was picking Betty White up and trying to kiss her.
Little did we know what was happening in the back bedrooms, right?
The government growing babies, microchips in your anus. All koala bears are racist. The ozone layer owes me money. Martians invented turkey stuffing. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
It's my turn to do the intro.
Forgot you had a song.
I did not have a song. I can think of one right now. I like pretty girls. Welcome, little mamas and Gentiles alike, to another phenomenal episode of My Momma Told Me.
The podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories.
You know what I've been thinking?
Yeah.
Man, I was really sitting and thinking about it. I think we were too hard, and maybe this is just me personally, I think we were too hard on the ball as life guys. The more I think about it, it's like maybe the best like life advice coming out of social media in a long time. Because it's not about making money.
Nope.
It's not about grinding. It's about like relentless pursuit of a passion because you love that thing.
Yeah, they were the people that lived by that were centered in a way that we didn't acknowledge.
Yeah. I think it was like, and I mean, sure, yeah, a lot of them are at 24-hour fitnesses at times that you should be at work.
Not great.
But so am I. Well, I'm in the Y. Like, I'm downstairs. I'm fucking around. Ignoring calls or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, so many things, especially now coming out of social media, are so commodified. And it's this idea of you as a product and a brand and grind time. And these guys were just like, ball is life.
Yeah.
That's just what I love.
I just like dribbling it. And Jemele, you ain't got to hide from it. You have thoughts on this.
I have no thoughts on
okay,
this.
Yeah.
I'm like, is ball life? It's like,
yes. I don't know that it is for me,
right?
But I respect anybody that lands on what they truly love.
Exactly. And I think that we all have a ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's just their ball is maybe, you know, you have a ball. You have a ball, right? So it's like,
yeah, weird stuff on the internet. That's my ball.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And yes, I have a family.
And you have a family. And you love them.
I acknowledge that they are also life, but
you have a ball. Yeah. Come on. That's the point of it, is that I think the relentless pursuit of a passion, and just because it feels like passion for passion's sake.
Yeah.
Not for gain. And I think that is an important aspect to have in your life. And I think when it came out, I was upset because I'm not good at basketball.
Yeah.
And I really was mean.
You took this personally.
I hate basketball players because they get to play basketball forever.
You really white lives mattered this movement in a way that
I don't love your angle.
Yeah.
I don't love your tone. Right?
You saw some niggas hooping and you were like, I could do stuff too.
No,
and it rubbed you wrong. Yeah.
I've always hated it because basketball gets to be a lifelong obsession. And as a little fat kid, you just got to play football. And they don't tell you this just goes away.
Right.
You're just done.
Physically, you can't do it after a certain time. Yeah.
You shouldn't do it at that time.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
Debatable.
I think a lot of people get fucked up in about.
They do.
But the point is, like, after high school, it's done.
They do. Keep it going.
Especially, we were talking about this, especially linemen.
Yeah.
You know, now we don't, there's no 7-on-7 for fat dudes. Now you're just done. Now it's just over.
Yeah.
You bench 330 for no reason. And you work at Target and you're angry. And these basketball guys, hey, let's go to the park. We're still having fun. Girls are here.
Yeah.
But see, you just picked the wrong thing. Like, I wish, and we talk about ball
My
is
other
life.
sport was wrestling. What was I going to do?
Okay, you weren't going to wrestle after certain age. Otherwise, it'd be weird. And
Yeah.
you might
Weird. It was weird
not
then.
be allowed within a school district. But
A lot of people let me know it was weird then.
but like golf,
Okay.
for example. So like golf is life for me. Like me and my husband, we got into golf like 3 years ago. I'm completely obsessed.
Whoa.
This is
okay.
something that you definitely could have taken up younger, still would be playing now. And you meet crazy, like engaging, fun people on the golf course. Like the social aspect, now I get it. Like now I get why
Of
people
golf.
of golf.
You're saying that I have the ability to pivot my life.
Right.
And it doesn't always have to be the same ball.
Correct. It could be a
Right.
different kind of
Yeah,
ball.
that's
and
true.
so, and then listen, how many sports are there where you can drink and do it and still be good at it?
Not a lot.
Golf,
No.
softball. You could be a softball lifer.
Basketball for a couple guys.
Yeah.
Well, yes, because there's always one dude.
They said
who is
AI
a-
in Denver was going nuts.
It wasn't just Denver, because he also spent time in Detroit, where I'm
Yeah.
from, and the stories about him are legendary. There ain't a Friday safe wherever AI is. That's my homie.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
That's those Virginia athletes, man. To be drunk and play a sport.
I will say,
Can you think you could play basketball drunk?
no, not even a little bit. And it does make me feel more passionate in a different way than I ever thought I would. I've always been like, oh, the game evolves. It gets better over time. The players of today are objectively better than the players of yesteryear. That is my position. LeBron is the greatest because LeBron has surpassed everything that Jordan could do at that time, right? That's where I live.
Okay.
That's where I live. I'll take that shot if that don't feel right to you.
You're not wrong
But-
per se, but I do think some of this might be it's somewhat generational, right? Because everybody's protective of their era, like music, sports,
Yes.
entertainment. Those are
100%.
the three areas. Because
100%.
you could not have convinced my mother that rap wasn't trash and wasn't just a regurgitation of samples of all the shit that she grew up on, and y'all ain't creative and blah blah blah. So I get that, but I mean, he's definitely right there. He's in the like anybody. I know that young people now will 10 years from now be like, I can't believe that was ever an argument, that it wasn't just LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
Right.
probably for my generation, I was like, no, it's Michael Jordan. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's no disrespect to LeBron, because I think to be as firmly in the conversation as he is a testament to how good he is.
But here's a little nod to it possibly being Michael Jordan is that LeBron has spent $1 million+ a year on his body every year. He has eaten clean. He has figured out a way to chisel the form into the perfect form for the sport as he plays it. Michael Jordan was drunk. He was
that is
drunk
not true.
every night.
That is not true.
You don't think so?
Do you not know this story? And I ain't playing no.
You don't think this motherfucker wasn't
No.
getting wine drunk every night?
No, he wasn't.
Every night.
He
in
talked
bed.
about this. Listen, okay? Michael Jordan talked about the fact that he did not drink when he played.
He's a liar.
Oh, I have heard stories
Yes,
about
he
him.
didn't drink when he
No,
played.
I mean I've heard stories about him drinking.
He was getting, I think it was either 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. He worked out every day,
Sure.
regardless, right? Like he
Right.
kept his body in immaculate condition.
I
The
do
worst thing he
not-
probably did was cigars. That was probably the worst.
I don't mean to suggest that Michael Jordan wasn't putting everything he had into it.
No, but he was not known as being a drunk at all.
I only mean, and this is more jumping off of the AI example, that there are guys who are comparable to the legends of now that also were doing it with other shit going on. Do
Right.
you know what I mean?
I
In a way
believe
that
that.
they don't do it now.
I mean, like, listen,
Allen Iverson, literally.
a good portion of the 80s, like every third player was sniffing coke. I mean, like cocaine.
That is
like
insane.
everybody was. So
Yeah.
that was the league. That was the big league issue. Michael Ray Richardson. Good God, I mean, that man had a jury curling just doing blow like, hey, this is a Miami Vice right here.
Basketball
Yeah.
players are too big to be doing that much cocaine.
It's scary.
That seems like the scare. Could you imagine Charles Oakley?
Oh, man.
Ugh.
Keep Charles sober. That's
Yeah.
some scary shit. I don't want him nowhere near intoxicants.
Well, that's all I can say.
Our guest today, I can't believe she's here. It's so cool. She is a force, a person you know from media in all forms, entertainment, writing, television, the news, the not news, all the stuff. She's won Emmys, and you know her best now from her own podcast, Politics. Give it up for our phenomenal guest, Jemele Hill, everybody.
How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America.
Yeah.
But thank you all for the kind intro. I'm happy to be here, happy to have some fun, and we are a journalist in my line of work. And even though sports is really my background and still the foundation of what I do, people start thinking that like I'm not a fun person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they think I have no sense of humor and that I'm just walking around, pointing out injustice. Like, oh, there's a white crack in the sidewalk. Somehow it's the white man's fault. Like that's not the energy I'm on. Right? And
which is crazy because that's what we do.
I mean, sometimes I ain't gonna lie.
That's all we had.
I'm like, yeah.
I didn't like how you pretended to be us for a second. That's so nasty.
Like it was a white valet. No, sometimes that happens where people just have this sort of picture of me as being super serious. So I'm always happy to be in spaces like this where we can just laugh and fuck around.
Yeah.
It's great.
I love it. Because sports is, do you like how serious the sports world is? It seems like people just don't play about that shit.
No, what I don't like about it is that there are just too much of a machine built around taking the joy out of sports.
Yeah.
You like everybody has an opinion, which it sounds like a really crazy thing to say considering I'm in the business of giving my opinion about sports. But an opinion in the sense of like something's got to be wrong with everything. Yeah. Right? It's like we can't just enjoy what it is. Like 2 minutes after OKC wins the finals, the conversation is, was this a tainted championship because Tyrese Halliburton got injured?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, fuck that. Can we just celebrate the fact that this team from wire to wire, the way it was constructed, you have, SGA who wins the scoring title, MVP, finals MVP, and a championship all in the same year. Yeah. Only one of 4 dudes to do that.
Come on.
So I feel like the joy of what sports was supposed to bring us gets lost in this machine of conversations and debates about shit that don't even matter.
And also that injury is part of the bigger story. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like that is how history remembers things. It's like, oh, they were neck and neck. Anything could have happened and then their hero goes down.
Yeah, he goes down.
That is how a championship can be won too. And it's not, that doesn't taint the story. That just makes it the fucking story.
It just adds to it. It's like something that you remember. But as I've tried to tell people, even though this is probably for the situation, the most devastating injury I can think of.
Yeah, for sure.
But along any championship path, it's always something that happens where a team benefits from someone else's misfortune. Mm-hmm. I mean, I grew up, my coming of age with basketball was in the 80s. And when the Pistons, when they played the Lakers the first time in the finals, I mean, Isaiah was hurt.
Yeah.
Right? They lost. The Lakers are a better team for the series. That's fine. The next year, Magic was hurt. They were healthy and they beat the Lakers' ass.
Yeah.
So it's just,
that's
just sports. Like, that's what happens.
I think about how different the league would be at large if Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson don't get injured in that Toronto series.
Right.
Like, I think there's a world where, like, they win another championship.
They're maybe still together.
They work out the shit that they were struggling with emotionally, socially, whatever the fuck.
I mean,
and they keep riding. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe Draymond doesn't fire on Jordan Poole. Like, I don't know.
Man, Jordan Poole learns to act right because he gets slapped every week by this man.
I mean,
Jordan Poole got brain damage because of Draymond. All that could have been avoided.
Man, that shit seems so bad. Like, getting bullied at work is the worst.
That's crazy.
It sucks.
It's crazy.
It sucks.
But only acceptable in sports. Like,
yeah,
I got football stories that are just far worse than.
Really?
I mean, people be fighting shit. Like,
you know what though? You can get bullied at Target too. Like, I think it does happen everywhere. It does happen.
It's just more extreme. Like the docuseries or the documentary that's on Netflix right now is part of their that Untold series.
Yeah.
I love those.
The Gilbert Arenas, Javaris Critner one. No, these dudes, I never would have thought the story would be two NBA players both bring their heat to the locker room. Like, they both bring their guns to the locker room, and one of them eventually gets charged with murder, and then it's like, what?
One brought two.
Yes, one brought two.
Two cartoon guns.
It's like
two Elmer Fudd. He was like,
he was like looking for.
I have a Tiger Stripe 357.
He was like looking for silly ones. He said, "What's my silliest gun? That's gonna make everybody laugh when I pull it out on this nigga."
This wild, but yes, but I wish we concentrated a little bit more on the joy of sports. The fact that we're watching very ridiculously physically built human beings do things that nobody should be able to do.
Yeah, definitely.
We didn't even come here to talk about any of this.
No.
Yeah.
This was not the plan.
It just evolved, I
but
guess.
this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You came to us, Jemele, with a conspiracy theory that I'm excited to say is the first ever conversation he and I had on this podcast.
Okay.
But you framed it in a way that I don't think we ever really thought about.
No, I didn't understand the format.
No, that's not what I'm accusing you of.
Oh, okay. I do remember, though. I was like,
I think you've evolved the conversation is what I mean to say. But you said, my mama told me.
Only black celebrities get put into the Illuminati.
And the Illuminati, I'm struggling to understand what it is. Like, what is supposed to be the goals of the Illuminati?
That's a great question.
Is it just world domination? Is it, establishing a global currency? Like, what's the end game of the Illuminati?
There does seem to need to be some kind of they
need some structure. Yeah,
because it's also because I think if it was anything actually that important, it wouldn't be celebrities.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? There's nobody's ever like, oh, all these brain surgeons and doctors. And it's always just like basketball. It's like rappers? Like, what are you talking about?
I think my orthopedist is in the
all right. It's always
he's making a lot of money over there.
Just like a nigga who owns 15 Burger Kings.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's never just your run-of-the-mill business person that's like part of the Illuminati.
It's like actors.
Yeah.
Who aren't really good at anything.
It's like, oh, okay, she twerks a lot. Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Illuminati material.
Yeah, clearly
right?
some type of a higher order.
Yeah, but you never hear white celebrities being put in the Illuminati. And I was like, is it racial? Is like, what is the racial divide there? Like, you hear Tom Cruise associated with a lot of other shit, obviously.
Sure.
I was going to say, arose by any other name. Right? What the top of Scientology, what
He's
is
just in
that?
a different kind of Illuminati? Is that?
That's what I think.
I think that certainly if we're talking about goals, right? Part of what I've always understood to be the Illuminati's intention is like co-op. I think they're like a co-op of rich motherfuckers. And so in that way, it's like this shared work of just keeping our co-op thriving.
Right.
And so like, if you make it in, you never go broke again. Gotcha. You get all the protections of what this institution represents, so long as you're willing to play the game the way we play the game.
This sounds like the co-op that Prop Joe built in The Wire.
Okay.
Is that what it's like?
Yeah.
Is that,
I like this.
I mean, is Marlo eventually going to be like the price of the brick going up?
That's
like,
right. I think, and there are some arguments to be made about the Diddy situation, that is the conspiracy that people are making about Diddy's situation, is that he was buying into the co-op. He did wrong by the alcohol company that asked him to do certain behaviors, whatever. Right. He said, no, this is the hero story they always tell. Diddy said, no, I'm a business of my own. I stand on mine. And then suddenly we're finding out about all of his sexual
It's like an evolution of Bill Cosby was buying NBC.
There we go.
Right.
Okay. Right? It's like that. But
which we now know to be true.
What?
Here it goes.
That's 100% true.
That is 100% true.
He was legitimately trying to buy NBC, but where people fuck around is the years are way off from what he was doing.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That like
was this like the height of Cosby or something?
This was This was like after his second Cosby. After like that other Cosby. One got canceled.
Right.
He then was like furious with the institution at large and was like, I'm going to change the whole thing. Made them an offer that was more than they actually were like meant to be getting, and they still said no on some like we just don't we don't want you to be the guy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he was legitimately trying to buy NBC. That said, it ain't timing out the way people wanted to.
Yeah,
But like he did that, and then the year later they were like, "We got you, Bill."
Yeah.
It was like 10 years before anybody even accused him of anything.
Okay, because I totally thought that was completely false. Like, Bill Cosby about to buy it.
No.
What?
You know what I always think about the Black Illuminati? I'm just thinking about this. It's also like, have some decorum. It's a lot of first-time members.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
So you feel like it's not enough legacy
I
in
think
the
that
Illuminati?
would be, that's like how you build a strong base, right?
Mhm.
But you're letting all these first-time celebrities in?
A lot of new money. A lot of new money in there.
Come on, a lot of new money.
Yeah.
And that's my issue with the Black Illuminati is like, save it for your children.
How far into your career do you have to be to make it into the Illuminati?
Like, is there money?
Nigga, hope in 15 years.
Like, is there a money minimum to being
That's
in the
what
Illuminati?
I'm curious about.
The three names you hear about the most in the Illuminati are Oprah, Jay-Z, and Beyonce.
Sure.
Right? Those three.
Yeah.
Are there other Black multi...
Who's the woman who owns BET?
Deborah Johnson, ain't that it?
Well, Sheila Johnson was Bob Johnson's
Daughter.
ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like that's...
Oh,
they were married and then...
Right.
And now, I mean, Viacom runs BET, so I'm not really sure.
But it
I'm
used to be the lady.
That's
Yeah.
who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Boondocks made fun of.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Deborah Lee?
Deborah Lee.
Yes.
Deborah Lee.
Yes.
Deborah Lee. Right.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. So she is not or is in the Illuminati.
I think if Deborah Lee ain't in the Illuminati, it's not a real institution.
Damn.
I think that's a powerful figure.
Like you gotta, if you don't have Deborah Lee in it, how good is your Illuminati?
That's what I would say. Yeah, because if we're talking about like for real, not celebrity, she's not really a celebrity. We only know her name because she's rich. We don't even like what she makes. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody's always going like, man, fuck BET, but you still know the president's name. That's some
heat in the catalog.
No, I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's my position.
Okay.
I'm saying that is the
People are
language
very
around
hard on
BET.
BET.
We've always been very sort of judgmental of BET, and we still know to kiss the ring. That's a powerful individual.
Well, but the thing is, though, with BET, is like this is why I never understood the judgment. It's like we judge BET, but watch the same shit somewhere else. It's like you just don't want BET to show it.
Right.
It's better
That's what it
BET
feels
got
like.
this money.
That's what it feels like.
Baby boy feel good wherever you watch it.
Come on. I just want to watch the game season 15.
Come on.
Don't take away my Martin reruns. I'm telling you, right?
Also, I thought they went crazy with those New Edition movies.
I thought they were pretty
they
good.
did that.
Those were great.
They did
I
that.
thought they were pretty good.
Yeah.
My guilty pleasure BET watch is For My Man.
I'm not even up on
I don't know this one.
All right, so this is about women who have murdered or done something. It's usually murder though.
Yeah.
It's not usually stealing. It's usually like straight up murdered for my man.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Well,
like
that's a beautiful premise.
see what I'm saying?
I do like that.
And this is a
I'm for that.
This is a
style
docuseries. Yeah, it's like First 48, but it's like the nigga version of Snapped.
That's
Right.
cool.
That's like what it is. And it's like
Yeah.
all women and they just like
Man.
like
And that's
I
available-
kill for my man. Like I
That's
put this
cold.
down for my man. Like
That's available-
everyone.
That's available on the app?
It is available on the app.
Okay.
It is on BT. It is supreme watching, and it's
No, I like
it's
that
shot
a lot.
like a Hype Williams video. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I really like everything about that.
BT, like
I like BT. I've always liked BT.
I have
do too.
no issue with BT. If anything, my issue is like they don't take enough chances,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And it's like there's things like the New Edition one to me was a very strategic swing. Right. They know the audience they were going for. They drilled down on what is a story that's important to Black culture,
Yeah.
and they told it. Right. And I think there's a lot of those opportunities that's out there for them.
They also kind of oversaturated the market, though, because they did New Edition, and then they did the Bobby Brown.
Which was also good.
Amazing.
Right.
3-movie series. But then they also had the Bobby. Like, they just kind of like, it's like, we don't need 9 of these movies. There's
Spread it out a little bit.
Other stuff happens.
Maybe we'll get that Ralph Tresvant biopic. We can.
You know what I want is a Shine movie. I've been saying for years.
But they have a doc. They don't have a movie.
But that's a film. That's a life worth of film.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be Shine.
I don't think I'm going to be Shine, man.
No?
Nah,
Thank you, though. That's cool. That's cool that you believe in me in that way.
Yeah.
I think I'm all good on being Shine.
Yeah, that's right.
But, I mean, the conspiracy theory with the Illuminati, with the other thing I also wonder about it, other than, like, what's the goal, what's the agenda, is, oh, you know what? Will Smith.
Yeah.
He was another one that's supposed to be in the Illuminati.
100%.
Yeah.
He was an early, I would say,
Yeah, he was an early favorite in the Illuminati.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that's like, the Smith family in general, I think is like maybe the number one thing I think about.
When you think
about
Illuminati.
the Illuminati?
Yeah.
I guess my question.
And that's also maybe my age as well.
Yeah.
And like, you know, me growing up seeing Will Smith's catastrophic, you know, the whole rise.
My question off of that then, and this is for us at large, is are we the ones that are making the Illuminati black? You know what I mean? That like, are we, because this is who we're consuming, that is the names we're circulating, rather than it being like, oh, everybody's, they talk about the Illuminati in the white community. We're just not clocking in.
I just don't think they do.
I never hear them say anything about it.
I don't think that well, I'll tell you what, and I think if they do put people in the Illuminati, if white people are out there, they're putting people like Elon Musk in the Illuminati.
Sure.
Because so your point is like, we're putting all the entertainers, and maybe that's just because that's our obvious picture of wealth.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the one we're more familiar with, the sports figures, the entertainers, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And for like white people, I think they would put in like Elon Musk or the Rothschilds or
they're
like
putting
something
in the
like
dude
you know
that invented hot glue.
Exactly.
And we like, who? They're like, no, you don't get it. This motherfucker made glue hot. He's pretty much the richest man that ever was.
I have heard a lot of white people talk about the Rothschilds. So.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't love bringing it up on this podcast, to be honest.
The Vanderbilts. You know what I mean? Like weird.
It's families.
Institutional American families.
They will put in the Illuminati. And I don't know if that reflects just where we are as black people. The fact that you're putting like, it's Oprah. It's got to be her. She's the richest black woman ever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what?
But when we talk about these richer white families, I think there is also a level of like, you know, there are presidents in the Skull and Bones or whatever. Like, all that kind of stuff is that not Illuminati?
Yeah. Is Obama in the Illuminati? Is Obama part of it?
I think absolutely.
I really can't tell.
You're undecided? He's like,
I waffle with him. Waffle with him.
Is it?
You think he's like not? You think he's chilling?
I think I want him to be a good man so bad.
Oh.
And I see this current Jennifer Aniston situation. And I'm like, if he was in the, if he was
shit, I forgot the conspiracy.
If he was in the Illuminati, they would have thrown him a friend. They give you a friend in the Illuminati.
You a friend in the Illuminati?
You get a friend if you're in the Illuminati. Right?
Do you mean like an actual member of the Friends cast, or do you mean just a friend?
I mean, if you're in the Black Illuminati, they let you fuck one of the friends.
Okay.
I do think that.
Yeah.
I'm like, Courtney Cox, what?
Anyone. It could be
Pick
Joey.
a friend.
David Schwimmer.
Is
that David Schwimmer?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a friend.
He's a friend?
He's a friend, yeah.
I think you get a friend if you're in the Illuminati.
Get a friend.
And it doesn't leak.
I think it would be absurd to call an American president somehow safe from the Illuminati, that he's like not tapping in over there.
You think every president was in the Illuminati?
100%.
You think every president?
Jimmy Carter was in the Illuminati.
No way, Jimmy
Carter was not in the, come on, let's go.
100% that's how he became
I think if he were really in the Illuminati, he would have lasted, he wouldn't be on that list of incumbents that lost.
I think
the man was a bean farmer.
I think that's why they got mad. Y'all have to remember that Jimmy Carter wasn't like this groundbreaking dude right from the start.
Right.
He came in and then started doing them fireside chats and acting funny and being weird to them. And they were like, hey, whoa.
He was too human.
He was too human.
Real.
He was seeing those meetings. He was experiencing what they were doing in there. And he was going, bro, I got to talk to the people.
Right.
This is crazy.
Right. And then they
were like, fine, you'll go.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
We'll
we
replace
wanted
you.
Billy anyways.
Yeah, we'll replace
Was that
you.
his
And
brother?
then
Drunk brother was Billy? His brother who sold beer? You know he had that drunk brother who sold
I
beer?
remember that
Yeah.
vaguely. I didn't remember his name. Every president?
I don't.
give me one who ain't.
I mean,
I don't think JFK was in the Illuminati.
I don't think so
Because if he
either.
was, he'd be here.
You think they don't let that shot get off if the Illuminati?
I mean, if he was really part of the Illuminati.
Come on.
There's got to be some
They took
protection
all
in the
of
Illuminati.
Camelot out. Is that,
See what I'm saying?
right? Like, as far as, like,
But-
I think there were...
I guess what I'm saying is I think that if the Illuminati is in fact this real co-op as we are now understanding it, that it is like any co-op where if you rub the wrong people wrong, you will find yourself put out quickly or upcharged or in debt, in danger in a way that you weren't previously.
I think if you've been assassinated, I don't think you've been a part of it. Or the Illuminati didn't accept you.
Yeah.
It was something you didn't do.
What if there was an
Yeah.
attempt? You think the same
See, no,
goes
I
for
think
attempt?
that's just a scare tactic.
Okay.
Then they're just trying to
'Cause I was
scare
gonna
you into
say,
acting right.
I don't think they would have let Trump in because he's a hillbilly. He's uncouth.
He is, but he also would try to come in on some wrecking ball shit, and they we got a certain order to our shit.
But everybody rejects him. That's his whole get down, right?
I don't know, y'all. I think.
Also, why aren't we talking about any Italians?
In the Illuminati?
No, okay. This is not.
Hey,
don't lose me right
it's
now.
all you, Playboy.
Don't lose me right now.
Find your camera.
It's clearly an Italian word. It started in Italy. We haven't talked about no Italians.
Nary one. You're right.
First
That's
of all,
crazy.
Both of those things are not true.
It's an Italian word.
I think it's a Latin word.
Oh, that's different. I thought it was Italian.
It's Illuminati.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that.
I thought it was started by the fettuccinis.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna find this on like a menu.
Oh,
This
that's
is-
disappointing.
Yeah.
I really thought it was based in Italy. I thought it was like La Cosa Nostra. I thought it was started over there and came over here.
I mean, that sounds true.
That feels right.
I have to say, that felt right. I was
Google
like,
it.
I was going.
Yeah,
I was
that
going
felt
with it.
right.
I was like,
Because I was
Italian.
sitting here and I was like, no, one
Shame
Italian.
on you
This
both.
is crazy.
Sorry, what can I say?
But it did start in Europe. It didn't start here.
That is true, and maybe this is a good segue for us to. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I did some research on the Illuminati that I'd like to discuss, and we can see if we can come to a conclusion on this whole thing.
And we can find where the Italians are.
Find those Italians. We know you're in there. We'll be back with more Jemele Hill, more My Momma Told Me.
But we're going to do this respectfully, otherwise we'll end in a duel. And I mean a duel, real life duel, where only one person walks away. We can meet with guns, bottles, knives, or books and equations. But we're going to do this like men. So, get ready.
And get ready for this. Langston did some research on the Illuminati.
I'm just imagining an equation fight. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, my ex versus your wife. What you gonna do?
Graph a parabola.
Time. Whoa. Yeah, they're both curved. That's pretty cool. He's the funniest man. I don't know.
He's really
pretty
funny.
much the greatest guy.
We got close.
Jemele, I did some research. We were talking about the Italian roots of the Illuminati moments ago, but the Illuminati is actually Bavarian. It originally started in Bavaria.
Okay.
It was a secret society that operated from 1776 to 1785.
That sounded a long run.
That is not
It's 9 years.
long run. Is it just a coincidence that it started when America started?
Whoa.
There you go. Connecting the dots.
Right?
Okay. I don't know that I ever thought about that. I don't know why it's 1776, but it did start exactly when America started. It had some shit going before that got here. But yeah.
Started is an interesting word.
Yeah.
This wasn't like a vacant parking lot. They had some.
Hey, no South America right there. There you go.
Nobody's there.
So did they disclose who was in the Bavarian Illuminati?
So it was started by a dude named Adam Weishaupt.
I'm out.
You don't like that.
What?
That rubs you wrong.
I thought it was Freddy Spaghetti and them. The idea that it's a bunch of German dudes just doesn't.
That's right. It is a German.
This doesn't seem nearly as interesting as I thought.
A German lawmaker who believed strongly in Enlightenment ideals and specifically worked to promote the principles among the elites. So it was trying to get enlightenment to the elite class of society.
Always works well when Germans go that way.
It's such an amazing track record. Amazing.
3 for 3. You say we not the GOAT, but 3 for 3.
This is racist. But like as soon as you started talking about this, I was like, oh, this shit isn't even sexy anymore.
Right, the Illuminati.
I thought it was a bunch of suavecitos.
That they're like in those cloaks, but they're naked underneath. And you're like, damn, this kind of nasty. Y'all get down.
I didn't think about any of them eating sausages.
Yeah, this is goofy shit. It was a part of a European intellectual movement of the 17th and 18th century that emphasized an individualism and reasoning over tradition, which I will say then kind of makes me feel like at least what people claim about the Illuminati makes sense.
Right.
That their intentions are like gaining individual power beyond reason. Like beyond like...
I mean, some talented 10 shit, basically, right? But in their case, it might have been even less than 10% that they were trying to appeal these ideals to. So does it say beyond that? Like, what were they trying to take over the world, or they were just trying to enlighten the rich people? And then I'm like, enlighten them to do what?
Yeah, also you said a hard end date, which makes me wonder, like, they just were like, they quit?
Yeah, so it
they were like, nah.
They're like, this kind of didn't work out.
We tried it.
Hey,
we tried it.
Y'all just want to stop calling each other that?
Right.
No, we can still meet up. We just look for something.
You ain't got to call me Mr. no more. It's cool. We friends
Mr.
again.
Illuminati. Okay.
It's just Rick.
All right.
It's just Rick now.
So the group originally started with 6 to 9 guys, and at its largest grew to somewhere between, and this is a pretty big range, 650 to 2,500 people.
That's a huge
Wow.
range.
That's that is not as indiscriminate as it seems like it should be.
No, and you would think the Illuminati would have a clearer track if they had an end date. But maybe that speaks to some of like how it becomes this larger lore, right? Is that because they don't know exactly if it's 650 or 2,500, everybody becomes a weird suspect of this organization that didn't really do shit.
That's what I was going to ask. What are their notable accomplishments? Because it just still sounds like kind of some shitty rich guys hanging out. Like, did they get anything done? They get some books?
What's weird is the Illuminati, at least in the beginning, was largely opposed to the ruling class. Like it was meant to be like
anti-establishment.
Yeah, anti-establishment shit. And they were closer to like anonymous. You know what I mean? Like skull and bones type shit. And then eventually found themselves shifting, I think in part because you can't get the elite together without them protecting a large, That's the danger of capitalism as we talk about it. Is like I make money and then I start to build a community with people who make money, and I can't fuck up your money.
No,
I gotta be cool and like not do bad things to your money, even though I know your money is nasty.
I can't even really disrupt the system in a real way.
No, so that they clearly weren't trying to disrupt the system. They were just trying to overtake it and be more powerful.
Which is man, I like this.
Disappointing, huh?
It was way better as Italians.
Well, who would be the lead Italian in the Italian Illuminati?
That's a good question.
Like, who would?
And I'm going to say that.
Are we talking about current day?
We can do current day. I mean,
look, I think the fascists were in there, right? Mussolini was probably.
Oh, Mussolini.
Okay,
for sure.
Yeah.
Now give us a fun one. Go ahead and throw a fun one in there.
I mean, there's so many fun ones. They're such a musical people. They're such a lighthearted.
Is Tony Danza in the Illuminati?
Sinatra?
I was going to say, I think Fellini. Fellini was probably one,
all right?
You're thinking of like over there Italians.
Oh, I was not thinking of ours.
Oh, you weren't thinking about American.
I wasn't thinking of ours. No,
I was
no,
thinking
no,
of like
no,
a
no,
combination.
No,
like
no.
Bavarian.
I thought you were going to be like Guy Fieri in the Illuminati.
That's why you said Tony Danza.
You put Tony Danza? What?
Yeah, that money kept him safe. He did something right. You know what I mean? He in the right person's pocket.
Tony Danza is probably caked up though, right?
He's caked up.
Syndication in the 80s, right?
Hell, he's in the Power universe.
And that's what makes me think Illuminati. Because something changed.
Something went wrong.
This isn't the Tony Danza we grew up with. What the fuck is he doing over there unless he burned a bridge?
Is his name a Tony on Power too?
No. I feel like it's not. I feel like it's something else.
I hope his name is Tony in everything he does.
Yeah.
Because how else
That's amazing.
Wasn't it in Taxi too? He was Tony in Taxi.
He was
Tony in Taxi.
He was. Oh my God.
I think he was always Tony.
Like, no.
I think that's the way to get into show business.
You're right.
That's a flex.
Really, really, that would be great.
They were like, bro, we can't even imagine you different.
You got to be Tony.
You got to be
Tony.
You're Tony.
You're
But
Tony.
he's allowed to be different types of Tony.
That's true.
Because he was like the goofball, like dummy in Taxi.
Yeah.
Right? Then he was
very different from Who's the Boss.
Very different from Who's the Boss. It took him like 35 years to finally get with Judith Light. Like,
Yeah,
hooked up to,
Who's the Boss? He was like more smooth talking.
Yeah, smooth talking.
Yeah.
But yet very progressive man for the time.
He was progressive.
Yeah, I mean,
because he worked in the house?
Because he was the house manager, if you will. And
he protected those women.
He did.
He really was like, no, I believe in y'all.
It raised a single
'cause
dad.
I'm dumb. He was like, I'm dumb, so you're right.
Right, exactly.
That was his whole thing every episode.
I didn't really care for him on that show. I was a Mona guy.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mona was a baddie.
She was spicy.
Yeah. No, it's like the same. I was a Blanche guy as well. It's like a...
You like the spicier.
That's the word for it.
You like spicy white.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
I think that I like older women who like to entertain.
Seasoned.
Yes.
Seasoned ladies of spice.
Yeah.
I will say that Blanche's stories always felt like the life most lived.
Yes.
Like everybody else, they'd recount a story and it's like, that's kind of sad.
Oh,
Dorothy.
yeah. And Dorothy would be like, oh, what time in Minnesota? It's like, bitch, shut up. Blanche out here fucking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you have to say.
Oh, wait, no, that was Betty White. That was Rose, because she was from St. Olaf. Rose was from Minnesota.
Oh, Blanche was the big old sad one.
No. You're talking about B. Arthur.
B. Arthur. Blanche was the
Southern. No, I'm saying Dorothy was the big old sad one.
Yeah. Blanche had a guy named Big Daddy for a while.
Yeah, she was going crazy.
Blanche was a city girl.
That's what I liked.
Like, I mean, and
that's my type.
She's in Miami. But when you watch Golden Girls, it is like it was ahead of its time in so many ways. And like some of the episodes, you forget about like some of the deeper, like social justice kind of episodes they had. Like when Blanche, I think her brother was gay. That was one. Yes, her brother was gay. Then they did a racial one. But
they did a few racial ones.
They did a couple of racial ones. And I was like, look at Golden Girls.
Yeah,
By the way, I think that's the best setup for a television show is give me whatever and then let me see them face everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see it. Not everything has to be this niche group and only what they experience.
Yeah.
I don't mind just like, give me 5 people and then have it all happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like that,
I do too. Carmichael's show did a good job of that.
They did.
Like, hey, this just is happening in this area. So y'all gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice when it feels like they're living in the same world that we live in.
Yeah.
So no love for Sophia? Like that was...
She was funny. She was funny. She was funny. She was very
wonderful.
funny. She was cutting. I liked that.
They never really wrote any story for her.
That's what I'm saying. No. She never had much to do. She never had much to do.
They didn't. I mean, she was just there really to roast people.
Yeah.
That was like effectively.
Every once in a while, she admits something to B. Arthur that like kind of rounded out the character, but like it wasn't.
That wasn't her role.
It wasn't a lot. You know what I mean?
She was the oldest lady. It's hard.
But she was also the youngest lady.
In real life, right?
In real life.
Yeah, she caught a bad one.
The recent... they didn't do her dirty, though.
That is crazy.
Yo, and then I remember it would freak me out when I would see her not in the Golden Girls, like, get up. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's like 30 years younger than the character she's playing.
Is
like,
she still around now?
No.
No, she's not.
I think
I think they're all
dead.
gone. Yeah, I think they're all.
Damn.
Betty White was the last.
Yeah.
The last one.
But
I
Betty
did
White
see-
died at what, 99?
99.
Yeah.
I mean, woof.
You guys asked the question, and I do have an answer to it, but maybe we should take the... Well, no. We'll do this before we do the break. The question of how the Illuminati got broken up. In 1785, the Duke of Bavaria banned all secret societies, and the Illuminati was, quote, unquote, wiped out. Now, in 1798, though, this is where it gets exciting. In 1798,
He
George
just told
Washington...
them to stop it, they did.
Yeah, he was like, hey, don't do
What kind
that.
of Illuminati is that? Right?
Italians would never.
Yeah.
Would never.
That's all I'm saying.
Tony Danza never would do that.
Never. Come on.
He was the boss.
He was the boss.
Well, it's who was it? We don't know. But
Angelo was,
he was one of the bosses.
He was
for
one,
sure.
at least. Exactly.
But in 1798, George Washington wrote a letter about the Illuminati where he speculated that the threat had largely been beaten, but mentioned the group helped their infamy by sort of like not being clearly wiped out. That like he said they had largely been beaten, but he left enough space in whatever he was saying that it started to build lore around the Illuminati. And a few other guys after that start to do something similar where they'll like acknowledge its existence, but not fully be like, it's stupid, it's old, it doesn't exist anymore.
There's a lot of questions there because those original Illuminatis have descendants.
Right.
Where did those descendants wind up? And especially, I imagine everybody wasn't down to just end the Illuminati. So they might have been teaching another Illuminati class how to Illuminati.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And that's my question, though, is what is how to Illuminati? Because still sounds like they ain't on shit.
I mean, but if you got
like,
George,
what are they doing?
if you got the president of the United
That's what I'm
States
saying.
writing letters
To your
about
point
you,
about presidents, right?
you're a mover and shaker. And
That's
yes,
true.
George Washington acknowledging it
Means
makes me
he was part of
think
the Illuminati.
he was a part of the Illuminati. And I stand behind my
Like-
original statement.
I feel like Andrew Jackson was too loose to be in the Illuminati. Like they would be like, we're good on that one.
I think they liked him the most. I think they were like, look, I say crazy shit. This nigga does it. That's cool.
I mean, he was a drunk. He was a gambler.
He was walking down the street shooting people in the head. He didn't give a fuck.
That's true.
That's
You
a
mean to tell
guy.
me they let old still ass Rutherford B. Hayes up in the Illuminati?
I think-
don't
Come
know
on,
about
there's
that.
some boring ones.
There's some boring ones that you're going to be like, we
I just- I
good.
think they had a
Warren
big-
G. Harding, I don't know.
think they had a big
Warren
talk
G,
with
hard
Taft
to
after the
believe.
bathtub.
They had a big talk with Taft after the talk.
I think they talked to him.
This man did other stuff.
I think they
he wasn't
said-
just a fat guy.
I think they
He was
said
a president. Respect him.
I
That's
think
all
they
we talk
said-
about is the tub with that guy.
they said, hey man, you're doing something real nasty to your situation and we got to be better. And he said, I'm sorry, I will. And I think he did some stuff. I think you're right. He probably did some stuff, but we're going to remember that bathtub.
No, we don't. I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
What's the most? What is his biggest legacy as a president?
Bathtub and mustache. That's what I know.
Yeah,
Bro, we don't know
That's what I
anything.
know
We
about
don't
him.
know anything that man did.
you are right about Abe Lincoln, Illuminati.
100%.
But he was black.
He got shot by a celebrity.
Was John Wilkes Booth a celebrity?
He was like the Brad Pitt of that generation.
Brad Pitt shot.
Brad Pitt shot the president.
I knew he was an actor, but he was
I
that.
remember
No,
hearing
he
he was
was
acting-
that guy, dog.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just some struggling.
No. That's what I
Didn't
thought,
nobody
too.
know who he was.
This was Timothy Chalamet climbing
there
up
like,
there and
I'll be
shooting the
damned.
president.
Was he
Yeah.
tiny too?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Was he
Timothy
tiny?
Chalamet's actually pretty tall.
Really?
Yeah, he's like 6 feet, 6'1".
I thought he was a little guy.
Nah, that's a big dude. That's how he has all that confidence.
That's not nearly as good of a story.
Oh yeah, I think.
I thought he was like I thought he was tiny dynamite, like
Oh,
a little
you-
firecracker.
You thought he was above all odds. I will succeed.
Yeah, I
Like,
thought he was just like a little baby guy.
Nope, just a tall, handsome, sexy dude.
Oh, so he's a tall guy who's having it says we're model. That's not even cool.
Yeah, nah, it's pretty sad.
Oh my God, the things you learn.
I know.
Abe
That's
Lincoln.
Yeah,
But it's the whole, him ending slavery thing, sort of, kind of.
I think that could be the argument. Sure,
But they did.
It's like, maybe it's, the Illuminati not being down with that, said, you know what?
Imagine how many people's money he fucked up.
Exactly. A lot.
whole half the country.
Yeah. Right.
And you fucked it up in a way where, like, I ain't never gonna see that again.
No, because they knew how sweet they. I mean, listen, free labor is like they were like, this is.
I mean, and the reparations again wasn't shit compared to like what they lost, right?
I don't want to put myself in the mindset of them, but they must have been like.
Yes, channel your inner slave master. Tell us.
I'm just saying to get free labor is like. You must have been like, and you came over here and stole the land anyways?
Yeah.
You must have been like, this is never going to stop. And then somebody coming and being like, no, you have to try to kill him.
It's crazy.
You gotta try to kill him.
I'd shoot my brother for it.
Frederick Douglass, Illuminati?
I think Frederick Douglass absolutely Illuminati.
Come on, man.
I think
he
absolutely
did marry a
Illuminati.
white woman.
He married a white woman immediately.
As
soon as he had a black lady.
He did. And he was like, you know
Read
what?
the narratives. He had a black lady.
And to do that during that time, whew,
and he was like,
that's some Illuminati shit right there.
Baby,
yeah, he felt untouchable.
He was like,
He
baby,
did.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but we can't be together no more. Your hands, they got scars on them. I can't.
Oh,
I got to move on.
See the keloids? Like,
Yeah, that's not.
That's not where he was.
Look, because if I take you to dinner to Mr. Chow's, they going to see it on your fingers.
They going to know.
They going to know. I can't.
Unfortunate. Do you think there's been a lot of black leaders, political leaders who've been, not counting Obama? You would put him.
Wait, I have one. Al Sharpton.
Illuminati?
You think Al Sharpton is Illuminati?
No, I'm asking how you feel.
Oh, I don't think Al Sharpton's in the Illuminati.
I don't think Al Sharpton.
Man.
I think Al Sharpton.
Who fun is there?
Just happy to be there.
Who fun is there? Who's fun there?
Who's fun?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Is there like a comedian in there? Is like Eddie Murphy in the Illuminati?
Oh, Eddie Murphy's in the Illuminati.
Eddie Murphy?
I think Eddie Murphy's in the Illuminati.
He's Illuminati material?
He makes reggae albums. He's so free. You know what I mean? Like that's a level of like evolved.
He's too peaceful.
Yeah, he seems so zen.
I think he may have been one of those hires where it just was clear from the beginning, Eddie, we're not going to ask too much of you. We like your vibe.
You're just so talented.
We like what you can do for sort of public manipulation. We're not going to ask too much of you.
Could he have been like an honerary Illuminati?
I think it might be that.
Yeah, like when you get an honorary degree, honorary membership.
It's how Bill Cosby is a doctor. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. He's honorary Illuminati.
Yeah.
That's really probably the best position to sit in as a black man is the honorary.
I think
because you don't have to be too committed.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to go through the same ritual process that maybe the other ones did.
That's what I think. I think Eddie Murphy, they were like, hey, just pick somebody up on the street one time. We're going to catch you. Humiliate you a little bit. That's all.
Or maybe he rubbed somebody wrong and they were like, we got to do a humiliation ritual.
Sorry. We love like, look, love you.
You're so funny, dude.
Come on.
Yes, but
the clumps, I loved it.
But you said some nasty things about him, so we're going to have to.
Yeah.
I feel like Sammy Davis Jr. would have been in Illuminati.
I think that's like an obvious one. I think definitely.
From an entertainer, fun guy. Like
This is actually my favorite
You heard him talking about the devil?
Yeah. Eddie Murphy tells that story.
Eddie Murphy tells a story where he's like in a limousine with Sammy Davis and out of nowhere.
They're at dinner.
They're at dinner and Sammy Davis Jr. is like, you know, the devil's just as powerful as God, right?
And Eddie goes, what? And then Sammy goes, oh, nothing.
See, that's some Illuminati shit right there. That's it. Where do you take the conversation when somebody says that? Like, what's the follow-up to that? Okay.
That's my problem, though, is I keep asking.
I think,
you would have entertained
I have to know
because now I got to know where this came from.
And to bring us full circle, this is why I'm so scared of Tyler Perry, is because I would find myself at that table being like, you know who's so funny? Sammy Davis Jr. I would have been like, he's the coolest guy and we should hang out with him every week. And now suddenly I'm worshiping the devil just because I want to be around this funny ass dude.
Just because it's hilarious.
That's such a funny way to talk about the devil.
Yeah.
To be like, you know, he's just as powerful as Jesus, right? What? Oh, nothing.
Just like, Sammy on that shit? Like, what's going on?
What did you say, Sammy?
Yeah. It's either one of two reactions. Either you ask more questions, as you seem to do.
I have to know.
Or
I have to know.
I'm like the piano player in Color Purple where I'm just packing my shit immediately and be like, it was nice. And I'm out. Because like, I don't know where you're going after that.
That's smarter. That's much smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how to pack up.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know too bad. I like weird people too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick around for a while.
I mean, I'm in it for the story 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But I'm like, maybe this one I don't need to hear.
The last piece of information that I'll give you as it relates to the Black Illuminati, well, the Illuminati at large, let's say that, while this secret society is proven to have existed and for generations they have not figured out ways to land down exactly what or who the Illuminati is, to the larger point that we talked about in terms of it being celebrities that always get brought up, the American Legislative Exchange Council, ALEC, is essentially that of businesses and tycoons and people.
Okay.
It is like a secret organization that focuses on sort of like this collective hive mind. How do we strategize to keep all of these businesses and people afloat? There's an active business or organization in front of us that is the Illuminati. We're wasting our time getting distracted, in my opinion,
By the black one.
by accusing Beyonce.
By the celebrity one, right. We need to be on the
There's
business
a group.
one. There is. To your point about how come the experts, how come the experts of the major billionaires that are black people, how come, that in the business world,
Yeah.
how come they aren't put in the Illuminati? It's kind of like when they, from a government standpoint, when they want to create black policies or
Yes.
they never bring the social scientists. They're
No.
like, you know what? Let's call Ice Cube. What? Like, we can't get an expert. I mean, no offense, but
That shit makes me feel crazy.
Yes, it's like
When you talk to a rapper about anything.
Yeah.
I love rap music, but I'm just saying, like, there are people who just go to school for stuff.
yes.
They just go
I
to
mean, strangely enough, they have degrees on
Yeah,
their
this
walls,
is like a whole-
or they've been on the grassroots in that field. It's like, well, we want to figure out how to, reshape mass incarceration. Let's call 50 Cent. Like, what?
If I had 100 numbers in my phone, Ice Cube would not be on the list
Yeah.
of people I would send. And that's not, we were
It's
just
nothing
talking
against-
highly of him yesterday. But what the fuck does this nigga know that's going to be helpful towards like true change?
Correct. They never call experts for us.
No.
It's like always like, let's
so
put Keisha Cole in charge of HUD. It's like, what the fuck are we? Why?
It's so disrespectful to just like, it's so disrespectful.
And
You know what I mean? To think of that. Like,
And to the larger point, it makes me feel like we are in some ways creating our own narrative by continuing to accuse our own of being in these secret societies. When in fact, Beyonce's not in the secret society. The company that owns the record label that Beyonce is under is in the secret society.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like she's as much a product of what they want.
right.
And maybe you can argue that she is being handled by the Illuminati, but certainly she's not like at a meeting.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like as front facing as they are, celebrities are the tip of the iceberg for whatever money that is being funneled into that, right?
Yeah, they're always
none of them run the industries that give them that.
They're always the poorest person in first class.
Exactly. Exactly.
This felt like remember how NBC used to have The More You Know?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like a rainbow should just come over right now.
Yeah.
It's like The More You Know.
Alec.
Yes, Alec.
Is the devil.
So it's like, it feels like we need to get our Illuminati game up.
Mm-hmm.
That we have been greatly underestimating our people. Like, we're throwing all these celebrities in there. It's like, so what I have learned today is that if I'm thinking about the Illuminati, I'm going to eliminate the celebrities. I'm going to immediately put like Robert Smith in there, the multi-billionaire and other people, Melody Hobson.
Yeah, Byron Allen.
There we go. Let's bring some power and some economic muscle to our Illuminati.
And also because we're here having these ideas, us.
Okay. Yeah.
I think right? We're restarting.
I think you're actually moving backwards in terms of the argument.
No, I'm just saying, but like if we're restarting it up.
I think if we can luckily get Byron Allen on the podcast, we can ask him straight up, like, what's
you
up
in the
on
Illuminati or not?
And can we join
your Illuminati?
Yeah.
Honorary. Eddie Murphy style, man.
Yeah, Eddie
Byron
Murphy
does
style.
feel like an honorary Illuminati.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
You know they're replacing After Midnight with his show.
Let's go.
But
his show that he built himself by buying that dog shit anytime.
But it's Comics Unleashed reruns. He bought the airtime after midnight to show his show that he don't even make no more.
So funny. That's so funny.
That's genius and petty. I like the combination.
He's just going to be sitting across from dead men. You know what I mean? Half these comedians ain't even with us no more.
No, he's like running. He's going to be like, so that fan, I heard you got into a funny altercation at a McDonald's.
Hey, yo, did he just get some money from them? From McDonald's?
That fan did?
No, Byron Allen.
I was like, yes, you got it, man. Keep fighting.
He did. He got a bunch of money from that.
He sued them for racial discrimination. They got a bag.
Byron Allen sued McDonald's.
It's like nine figures type money.
Like, yo, he
crazy.
Just got it. I don't even know the details of
I was just reading about that.
Why he got it. Or I was like, what the fuck did he sue them for?
I didn't even know you could sue McDonald's.
Hey, I think at the end of the day, I think we all have to give it up. Byron Allen,
man.
One of the greatest of all time.
I say something. Let's put him on a secret ballot to be president of the Illuminati.
Yeah, come on.
The new black Illuminati. That's what we got now.
I like what you're thinking. Yes, absolutely. And I think for anybody at home who's been wondering who's in the Illuminati, who are our real threats, both serve and feel threatened by Byron Allen.
Yeah,
and the lights.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Jemele, we're gonna take one more break.
I'm in.
And then we're gonna do a voicemail. But I think we solved it.
I think we figured it out.
I think everybody feels good. So more Jemele Hill, more My Momma Told Me.
Give him a little something. Go ahead, man. Break it down.
When you really break it down,
We're just two honks and a Negro serving the Lord. We're just two honks and a Negro singing our song.
And we're just not going to comment on that last clip. We're back. I do love that clip, though.
It's a great clip. Have you seen that clip?
Not. What is that from?
It's the group DC Talk on Arsenio Hall.
Oh, DC Talk. Yeah, I loosely remember the name.
And Arsenio walks up and he goes, "Hey, come on, y'all, sing something for us." And they go, "Yeah, we got you."
I think he says, "Who are you? Tell him who you are."
That's
or
right.
something
That's
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
And then this underwater black man and these two white men sing that to Arsenio. And Arsenio, the funniest part is he gets it. So they're singing it, and Arsenio's just like,
he like immediately is like, "Nah, this isn't
not what I had in mind."
This isn't the move.
Also, you didn't do what you thought you did here.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're being crazy. And in particular, like they all like hit that like that 90s ass. Like,
that little sort of weird pop lock. Yeah.
Because it goes longer.
Oh,
yeah. Two honks and a Negro singing. It's rough.
Then they add some soul to it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bad day.
Right. No, it was pretty crazy.
They were a Christian group, right?
I have to assume
I think they were a Christian group.
I don't think there's any other reason.
Makes that funny.
It's so much funnier.
I think that was non-denominational Christianity.
I mean, it did have that tone.
Yeah. I think also that was a play from a Christian record label executive who's like, "We're going to cross you over into the black market. We got you on Arsenio." He said it wrong. And he was like, "Here's what you're going to sing."
Jesus.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. Anyways, we got an email.
A voicemail from one of our listeners. Let's see what they talking about.
They're probably drunk, so you know.
Yeah.
Hi. Just wanted to say, really huge fan. Black conspiracy, kind of my shit. This is a conspiracy theory that I think would solve the male loneliness epidemic.
Uh-oh.
I believe that as a nation, if we truly want to save the black loneliness male epidemic, which I also don't believe is real, but for shits and giggles, we're going to pretend it's real.
Okay.
I think every man, black man,
I'm just going to pause that
has,
for a second.
Black men can't be lonely?
Well, is there a black male? I mean, I know they talked about a male loneliness.
I've certainly heard male loneliness epidemic.
But is this something much like every other problem in society that is disproportionately impacting black men?
I think this is the one time we get away clean.
Ooh, because I had not sensed that. I had not sensed that there was a that specifically black men were.
This is the one thing I think that is not I don't think it's...
I think we're doing some of the things that their actual loneliness epidemic like experiences, like the nut conservation shit, whatever, you know, people not wanting to bust their nut to hold on to their I'm the only person who's studied the internet for real. Okay.
I don't know.
We just hang out in different corners. We just hang out in different corners.
No. You guys are pretending to be culture experts.
Okay.
I'm really down in the trenches.
Nutting? Is that the trench?
That's part of what people...
Wow.
Semen retention
I
is
have heard
a
of
very
semen
popular
retention.
sort of like...
Kevin Gates preaches it.
trend that's happening amongst a lot of young black men.
You actually listen to Kevin Gates?
I hear things he says, yes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yes.
I was not aware.
I don't process it, and I don't
Yeah,
believe
you just
him.
sort of like, it's in the atmosphere, like, okay, he said
He's
that.
very
Right.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where I traffic his humor. He is very, very funny.
He's one of the funniest people on the planet.
He's like that unintentionally. He doesn't know. He's serious, which makes it funny.
Right. And then sometimes you can't tell which one he is.
You almost hope it's like a Borat character.
Yeah. Where it's like, if it's going too far, Kevin, and you're scaring me, but keep going also.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have heard of semen retention.
He is a proponent of semen retention.
I'm saying that there are young black men that are certainly mimicking some of these behaviors that you see in the white epidemic, but I don't think that they're interpreting it in the same ways. I don't think they're retaining their semen and then wanting to hurt people because of it. They're doing it because they're like, this gonna make me hoop better. Yeah. This is like, this is really how I like.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, if I really want to be out here on some Steph Curry shit.
Yeah.
If I'm going to make the combine,
yeah,
here we go.
I got to jump 2 inches higher.
Yeah.
And the only way I'm going to do that is if I don't bust a nut.
Right?
Yeah.
Though I would think that would weigh you down.
225
right?
goes up that much easier.
I don't get it.
Like, this is
Listen,
new.
I'm not keeping mine.
Listen, it's phrenology. This is not good.
I want to be very clear with everybody. Mine is free.
Yeah, I can't give it away.
You ain't got to worry about me being backed up in the least.
I promise you I don't want that poison inside of me.
Seems like the semen retention movement is having some struggles. Yeah. Perhaps they need a diversity outreach. The one part we don't want to be DEI is semen retention.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Makes
Keep
sense.
that over there.
Keep that over there.
We don't want to take their jobs.
All righty. The things you learn, I tell you.
So yeah, I worry that this black loneliness epidemic is not in fact a thing. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
Internet culture has gotten so big for the youth though that it goes to places that I don't know. I will acknowledge that they're large.
For sure.
Yeah.
Undiagnosed or diagnosed depression needs to be assigned a white woman who wore Cookie Monster pajama bottoms in high school.
Wait, where did that go? What? I'm sorry. How did we get
You got what I need.
I'm trying to. That's not what I thought it was.
Where did the Cookie Monster? What?
I'm sorry. I got viscerally very angry.
That was
Run it
crazy.
back for a second. Because we did. I don't think we got it played. That sucks.
I
hate this.
This is a hard thought to wrestle with. Here we go.
Man who has undiagnosed or diagnosed depression needs to be assigned a white woman who wore Cookie Monster pajama bottoms in high school. He gets her for 3 years. She is going to build him up, right? Build up his confidence. She's going to cook. She's going to clean. She's going to do what Cookie Monster pajama bottom mamas do.
Cookie Monster pajama bottoms.
We throw this man in the trash. And we never talk about this again. Get the fuck out of here.
But the thing is, I know exactly the type of
Yes.
white woman
I know
that it
100%.
is.
We all know. Her name is Chastity.
I mean, I went to college with a bunch
Yeah.
of them. So I'm like, I know exactly who this white woman is.
I know exactly who it is,
Yep.
and I know for certain that is not a person who has built up anybody or anything.
No.
She will take from you. She steals.
That is not.
Come
that is
on,
not
man.
a good spirit to put on anybody.
I mean, 3 years too?
3
what the
years?
time? I mean, that's
a bid.
And I'm
that's a bid.
depressed.
Yeah.
Remember, this person's
Said
saying
you're
you're
depressed.
at your
Yeah.
lowest. You're thinking to yourself, I can't go on.
This is ass.
And then you introduce this?
This is ass.
This is
it's off the
this is
rails.
terrorism.
She ruins lives.
This is terrorism.
Yeah.
Niggas die behind. Like,
That's if you're gonna introduce a emotional support white woman, it wouldn't be the white woman in the Cookie Monster.
Absolutely not.
That's not the white woman you need.
It better not be one from Oklahoma.
No.
No, hell no.
This is nuts.
No.
Give me Nancy Reagan.
That's what I'm.
Give me a pure psychopath.
Top tier. If you're gonna do it,
you gotta go with a bony psychopath.
Yeah, man.
Because I can get ass over here.
Give me a friend. Give me one of the friends.
Yeah, I want
one of the friends.
One of the friends.
Lisa
Cookie
Kudrow,
Monster.
Courtney Cox,
Come
Jennifer
on.
Aniston.
That's the right order.
Is that the right order? I was like,
Bitch got dog food in her pockets? That's what you're fucking offering?
No, that's nuts. That's literally nuts.
It's been a long time since I have heard something that unhinged.
This isn't helping anyone.
This is an awful take.
It's an awful take, and I'm embarrassed to admit there's so much more to it.
What
is it?
And then if at the end of the trial session he doesn't get better, we just take him behind the yard and off him. Or, yeah, we just do that.
What?
Hold up.
This is a fan of us?
This is a person who likes what we do. What are we doing to these people?
That's what I got scared of every decision I've ever made.
You need to. I feel like y'all need to reevaluate some things.
That's crazy.
Fuck. Usually people just call drunk. This is.
So she went from Cookie Monster to then murder? Like what?
If we could take the whole thing in, this man is proposing that we murder depressed black men.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're first they're depressed. Then you make them way more depressed.
Correct.
Catch a case for sure.
You throw their life into a whirlwind of chaos. And then if they somehow don't get better from the hell that you've unleashed on them, you take them behind a tree, Old Yeller style, and you shoot them. And then they went, maybe, I don't know. Nah, that's what we should do.
That's the end?
There's still more to this.
Oh, wait, there's still more to this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think we can perfect it. A lot of people know Lil Durk. His first baby
There's
mama,
room for improvement.
She was a white bitch who wore Cookie Monster pajama bottoms. And I think without her, he wouldn't be the rapper that he is today.
Wait, who's she referencing?
A lot of people know Lil Durk. His first baby mama, she was a white bitch who wore Cookie Monster pajama bottoms. And I think without her, he wouldn't be the rapper that he is today because she really put him on.
You know where Durk is right now.
He's not doing good.
Yeah. So that doesn't help your argument.
Yeah, that's what I'm. This is a psyop. I don't like using those terms.
This is a nasty attempt at brainwashing.
Something about this. This is. I don't like even. This is not good.
This is like a crazy. Like they have. This is like Temu level. Like efforts at washing our brains.
This is.
But you know the crazy part is that her whole description of what needs to happen, like white woman, Cookie Monster pajamas, 3 years, whatever. If you pitch that in a Hollywood meeting, they say yes.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they'd be like, "Oh, a psychotic white woman that kills black dudes."
Yeah.
Can we get Jordan Peele on this? Can we get him to come in and do this?
Fuck.
And call in Monster?
Fuck.
I'm saying that sounds like the Hollywood elevator pitch of the year.
Well,
I also don't think
proprietary. It's proprietary.
Yeah, that's right.
You put it on our phone, so it's ours now.
Yeah.
I also don't think this person knows that all black men aren't rappers.
It's unfortunate.
Why am I poking holes in the argument? This person's a psychopath.
Yeah, let's.
When we get down to the nitty-grittiness of, like, the procreation and stuff, like, I don't really give a fuck about that. But I do think we can solve the male loneliness epidemic with the power of uniting crusty, dusty, depressed, gross black men with white bitches who wore Cookie Monster pajama bottoms in high school. Again, super huge fan of the show. Yeah, thank you.
This sucks.
You raggedy bitch.
This
I don't want you to listen to our show anymore. I'm not a fan of you. Stop it. I don't like you. I don't like your ideas. Stop listening to it.
This sucks, man.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Her ending it with it. By the way, huge fan of the show. Just
Huge fan of what?
Crusty, dusty black men, and we.
I was like, so every black man that's depressed has to be.
Fuck.
I was like, this is not exactly. So I guess she feels like she's gonna help depression because by her theory, there will be less black men who will actually be lonely because she's murdered them.
I appreciate you going that deep. This is a devil.
I mean, there's
we need to treat this person as such.
There's no question you guys need to call Homeland Security now.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is...
At my most empathetic, I go, this is a person saying, I think we should collect the bottom tier of one community and make them mush into the bottom tier of another community to solve a loneliness crisis. And I think that is eugenics. I think that is, do you know what I mean? Like, I think that is vile shit that is being proposed to us. And this is a nasty person.
No, that was horrible.
This person scares me to my bone.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think that she might need some help. I mean, I don't know. That I would love to know. I honestly hope some kind of substance was involved when she sent you all this
angel
voicemail.
Dust.
Yeah.
I was like, please let there have been drugs involved.
It better
in
be
this.
a drug that ain't even out there like that anymore.
Some shit we ain't even heard of. Or like some retro shit. Where it's
some
like,
shit we don't know is drugs. This bitch is huffing oven cleaner.
Yeah.
Calling us up.
This does seem like it could be helium.
Yeah.
Like it could be a helium, sort of.
If you put it up your butt, you sound like that for a long time.
Right. It's like a unusual drug that they put in a not so usual orifice.
Yeah.
Like a combination of that led to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you smoking nitrogen out of pipe. This is something weird.
Yeah.
You're like being odd.
I hate. Oh man.
I just need a camera in her brain to see what is not happening there.
Yeah.
Like, is it? I'm not sure.
No, this is bad.
I think this is a person who has been hurt and who seeks to hurt. I think that's probably fair.
Hurt people hurt people.
Exactly.
Well, Jemele, this wasn't supposed to be how we ended the podcast.
I mean, listen.
Sometimes they end good. This was not.
It's okay.
This is nasty.
I know the opinions expressed are not of those of the host,
No.
or the esteemed
Thank
host,
you.
so I do get this. But this was an amazing time. A lot of fun. It does not take away from all the things I learned about from, the semen retention movement.
Let's go.
There to how the Illuminati was actually formed. That George Washington was probably in the Illuminati.
No Italians.
No Italians in the... Listen. Huge, gaping blind spot there to not have. Stevie Wonder, Illuminati or no?
Oh, Stevie's in that Illuminati.
Stevie's in, Ray Charles is not.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I can see that.
I could see that.
Ray was nasty.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I think there were a few members that fucked with him, so they kept him taken care of. But I don't think Ray was in there. Yeah. But Stevie can see.
Well, I mean, if this podcast hasn't addressed that, then what are you guys even doing? Right? That's what I figured. I was like, what?
But,
kidding me?
I think he didn't always. I don't think he was always able to see. I think they got him some new eyeballs.
Yeah, they got it back,
and they got to make him play it cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how the government has technology way before civilians.
I think songs in the key of life. Yeah, you go ahead. We giving you some new eyeballs, my man.
Yeah. After that,
you earned it. Hey, you know what? Hey, this one's on the house.
Hey, you see that ribbon in that sky? Yes, you do. That's thanks to me, Charles Illuminati. We got some other products for you too, Stevie.
That's what it was. The Illuminati gave him. They got Stevie new eyeballs.
They got Stevie new eyeballs.
There it is.
And hey, good on them. Because he does deserve
that's cool.
it. He does deserve it.
I think
the
that's
Illuminati could. It doesn't necessarily have to mean something apocalyptic. Perhaps there's some good the Illuminati could do.
I think they were like, we want every famous funeral to be slapping from now on. We got to keep Stevie taken care of.
Yeah.
He gonna sing.
There you go.
That he will pay us back in song.
Almost as if it's like a guiding hand for society, not like something meant to rip us apart.
Oh.
This nigga's nasty. I saw it. You saw it. Jemele, tell them where they can find you. Because that's a bad guy. Right?
I'm about to get my sight back.
Jeez. Do you have a white woman with some Cookie Monster bands somewhere?
No, my life is going good. I'm not depressed at all.
People, I have my own podcast, as you mentioned earlier, weekly podcast. We tackle, like you, the light subjects, racism, xenophobia. But it's a sports and politics podcast called Spolitics, covering the intersection between sports, race, gender, and culture. So so I'm very excited and happy to be doing that. And in fact, this particular week's episode is Chris Paul.
Whoa!
Yeah, so
CP3,
not in the Illuminati.
Not in the Illuminati.
I don't think so. I don't get in Illuminati from him.
You say he gets to be on the banana boat and not Illuminati though.
The banana boat.
You think the banana boat was a humiliation ritual?
Look, guys, I'm not here to make that decision. It's the end of the show.
LeBron definitely in the Illuminati.
Come on. Come on. What are we talking about? Go ahead, tell your story, because
I got nothing, man. I'm moving. Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. Buy my special on Patreon.
Yeah, and you can follow me at Langston Kerman on all social media platforms and like, subscribe, rate, review, do all the things. Send us emails at mymommapod@gmail.com. Send us voicemails at 844-LIL-MOMS. We would love to hear from you. And most importantly, fuck ice. Bye, bitch.
I want you to know this. If your prayers include me to stop drinking, stop smoking, and stop having fun, and stop watching these little bitches pop their ass, if your prayers include any of those things, they're not going to work because I'm rejecting them all, and I will be continuing in my same wicked ass motherfucking ways. I guess that's the way you want to put it.
My Momma Told Me is a production of Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network and iHeart Podcasts.
Created and hosted by Langston Kerman.
Co-hosted by David Bory.
Executive produced by Will Ferrell, Hansani, and Olivia Aguilar.
Co-produced by Bay Wang.
Edited and engineered by Justin Conner.
Music by Nick Chambers.
Artwork by Dogon Krieger.
You can now watch episodes of My Momma Told Me on YouTube. Follow at My Momma Told Me and subscribe to our channel.